Internet of Unintended Consequences. I'm Deb.
And I'm Tom.
And we are here exploring the things that we basically never saw coming.
Exactly.
And some of them are doozies.
They are doozies.
So, you were talking to me about something that's been on your mind for a while. And even though when most people think about it, when you first say it, they're going to say, oh my God, that's so common. Why are you worried about this? Why are you thinking about this? But then as we'll go on the discussion, I think people are going to say, oh yeah, what does that mean?
Exactly.
So what is it that's on your mind?
It's like.
Like?
Like.
What do you mean like?
Like who do you like on Facebook?
Oh, you mean the like button.
The like button.
Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Yeah, the like button.
Like button.
Well, I guess it depends.
On?
Well, I think a lot of it depends on whether I'm on Facebook as me or whether I'm on Facebook as my business, right? Because I have a personal account and then I have a business account, right? And so on my personal account, I like a few things. I like movies, I like books, I like people, I like, other businesses, things like that. But on my business account, I've actually made it a rule that it would not like any other business or movies or anything, that it would just not like.
What are the pitfalls in liking a business or a person or anything else on your business page versus your social page, your personal page?
One of the things that happens, and when you like a page, one of the things that happens is that anything that they put on their page will go into your news feed. Okay. And when you're a business and you can't control what's on your news feed, it can be, it can have certain consequences to your reputation. I mean, you might like a business, but then they might have somebody posting things that you don't agree with. They're not your values, or they don't, and you don't want clients to come in and think that that's you, because then they have a different sense of who you are and they might not want to do business with you.
Can that translate to social also, that if on your personal page, if you happen to like a particular sports team, that somebody might be a fan of a rival team? Or if you like a particular candidate and a potential business client actually likes the other party's candidate?
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're friends, right, they're going to see that. They're going to see that you like them. They're going to see their news feed on your news feed. So it's not like you can hide it because you've liked it. So now it's public to your friends. And sometimes if you don't have a certain privacy setting, it's also public to anybody who brings up your name, which you want to be careful about. But it's interesting because you brought this up. I actually went on Facebook and I wanted to know how did they define a like, right? And so this is from Facebook. I'm going to quote here: "Clicking like below a post of Facebook is an easy way to let people know that you enjoy it without leaving a comment."
Well, that seems a little strange, because a lot of times people will post on their personal page that they're going through a difficult time. They've lost a parent or a close friend. Yeah. And then you see people click like on that, but surely they're not liking what the person has gone through and their loss.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times this like is almost like the shortcut for the connection, right? And so I think on one end, a lot of times people, when they click like to something like that, they're not saying, I like your situation, or I'm enjoying that you're in pain, right? I think they're trying to say, hey, I know that I support you, that I acknowledge you, that I'm here for you if you want. And so I like that you're there, right? Not that I like that you're in pain, kind of a thing. Does that make sense?
It makes perfect sense to me, because I know when I lost parents, and I would talk about that on Facebook, and people would click like on my comments. That it was a way for them to sort of reach out and touch me and let me know that they were there and make that connection that you mentioned. So I think it has different meanings in different situations.
And how did it make you feel when you saw those likes?
It made me feel very good. It let me know that there were people out there who were essentially sharing my pain and my sense of loss. And I found it to be very sustaining, and I didn't take it in a wrong way at all. And it's a shame that we don't have more options, I think.
Yeah, because sometimes just the like doesn't really say everything that we want to say, right? I think it's one of these things with these networks and these platforms of really condensing a lot of information into this little button.
Little tiny button.
And then you're supposed to put in the rest of the context. And it's not just on Facebook. I know we're talking about Facebook because we associate the like button with Facebook, but we'll see it on YouTube, right? If you like a video, they want you to press like, or on WordPress, if you have blogs, for example. But, you know, on other social media platforms, it might be a little bit different. So on Twitter, they actually have a favorite button. So you can favorite a tweet, and then the person who tweeted and see that you favored it, they get notification, right, that you favored it on them. Or it can be on a Swarm or Instagram. They actually have a little heart, right? And you can click on it, like I heart this, right, which became part of our vocabulary. I heart this. But, you know, it's interesting how these networks are trying to give us a way to let us tell others, right, that we've acknowledged them, to make that connection.
Exactly.
Don't you think? I think that's interesting.
I think it's very interesting.
But I also think it's because people, you know, one thing to keep in mind, and why I'm very careful about what I like, is because people will make assumptions, right, based on what I like, and whether it means, am I endorsing that product or service? Now, we have a case that says a like is not an endorsement, right? We have another case that says it is a freedom of speech issue. An employee can like a competitor's page, for example, and the employer cannot fire them for that, okay? It is a freedom of speech issue. But I think this whole issue of, you know, what if I like something, does that really mean that I'm endorsing them, right? Even if the law says it's not, what do you perceive?
I do perceive it as an endorsement.
Right? Don't you perceive it? If I liked a certain movie and you saw that on my Facebook, you might think, oh, I was thinking of going to the movies. Maybe I'll go to that one because Deb liked it, right?
Right.
So I think it's interesting about where the law sees it and then where us as society sees it.
Maybe we're ahead of the law on this one.
That happens more often than you think on that as that. But we hope you like this video and the Internet of Unintended Consequences. I'm Deb.
And I'm Tom, and like us on our Facebook page.
Have a good one. Bye-bye.